I think it depends on I really think it depends on the accountability and the effort of the individual. You know what I mean? In any change, in dichotomy and things like this, you're going to find those who thrive with it and those who fall to the wayside with it. You know what I mean? And it really just becomes a matter of, again, observing it, being smart about it, being accountable with yourself about what to do next. And sometimes you have to move out of your comfort zone. You know, no great thing has ever happened from within your comfort zone. You have to move out of it in order to see good things happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer, and I try to practice this with the magazine and even my writing in general, is, like, I see people, how obviously you have people doing only music reviews. But with my magazine from the start, it's like, okay, why only limit myself to one area where either one out of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to run out of things to write about in the area, which in here could easily happen within a year, or I'm going to get bored and I'm going to sound boring. So even with the bands, it's almost like, okay, surprise people every once in a while, try something new, different than they're not expecting, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that we're trying to do with the LVMA is to really look at the landscape. You know what I mean? I believe that we need to have fresh talent rolling in, and we have to help our artists that are here to evolve to whatever they're going to do. So one of the things you'll see us doing this year, there's two things that we have in the works right now. The one is a mentorship program, which is very similar to some other efforts that are happening from the local organizations such as Second Story Blues Alliance, and Beth Conklin does a wonderful job with this as well. We want to try to adopt something similar, where we take, you know, a youth who's learning how to play and a local legend who knows how to play, and have them work, you know, together and start to really work as proponents helping new talent come to the scene. But then also taking the talent that's here and really working with them on what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I can tell you right now that as I work through this process of the award show, I'm slightly discouraged in how much opportunity there is for local artists to really promote themselves in a better way, to find quality pictures and high quality photos.
There are a lot of excellent, well, with myself, there's a lot of excellent photographers, even the ones that aren't the quote-unquote professional.
Right.
You know, I mean, everywhere I go, whether it's Molten Lounge, whether it's here, whether it's at a bar like Rivals, because the prices are dropping so low, it's like almost everybody has a DSLR now.
Right.
So, and people are learning how to use them and get great photos. I mean, all I have to do is look at Facebook.
And that's one of the things we want to do. You know, at the GLVMA, we see it as musicians and the industry, and, you know, everyone in between who's trying. So one of the things we're thinking of is how do we pair some photographers who are up and coming with the bands that really need the quality work. Same thing with writers. You know, I mean, trying to find bios on a lot of the bands or individual musicians becomes a challenge. And honestly, if we want this to really work, we got to improve that landscape. You know, we got to get this to a level where it's more.
I can't speak for anyone else, but writing a bio, even though I'm a self-published author, I blog, magazine, writing a bio is one of the two hardest things for me to write. So I can understand how, you know, the need to get someone else to do it, because it's like, okay, you can talk about yourself, but writing about it, you know, writing a general bio, that's...
Right. And, you know, I think we have a lot of creative talent, and a lot of...
I would have never thought about that, by the way.
Sorry?
I would never have thought about the actual writing of the bio, like, I would never have thought about that.
Well, you know, the overall goal is, you know, is to take the talent we have and show them opportunities. We are going to start working with the major markets and seeing how we can start getting talent from here, playing at showcases and things in the major markets. Like, really, the plan is take new talent, help develop them, help them get everything in order, and then get them opportunities outside of here and help them move on. You know what I mean? Or if they choose to stay and they want to become a local legend, like, you know, your BCs and your
Aardvarks, etc., Fireheads, yeah.
There's no reason not to. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of GLVMA, we're the Greater Lehigh Valley Music Association. To me, when I hear that, I think responsibility. The responsibility falls on my shoulders to help this scene become something that we can all be proud of. We all know that the potential here is amazing.
Yeah.
Let's
get
down to it.
The one thing that I grew up here, spent the first 32 years of my life here, I'm back for over 3 now. The first thing, and artists are probably going to shoot me for this, but the first thing Lehigh Valley has always been known for is the music, both original and cover. When I was growing up, you had places like the Zodiac. You had Main Gate was like one of the places. In the summer, before the Sands was here, you went to Stable Arena for the shows in the winter. You went to the Allentown Fairgrounds in the summer for everything. So the Lehigh Valley has always been known primarily, first thing is the music. So, I agree with you. There always has been a lot of great both cover and original talent in the area, and a wide variety of it. I'll be honest with you, I never realized that, even though I'm familiar with the association, I never realized, your ideas, I think, are honestly great as far as, becoming, more involved. That's actually, you just answered one of my final questions as far as how do you see things like the future for the association and the music scene here in Lehigh Valley, especially with you have an arena coming in over in Allentown. You have the Sands here. Main Gate is starting to do more. You have more, so many, even a lot of the bars are excellent live music venues for people more to do than just go see a band, but what I call experience it, where they have small dance floors, the bands can get out into the crowd, you can really just, experience a band versus just, okay, band's on stage, we're here, just, okay, we're drinking, we're talking, background music.
Yeah, again, there's a system at work. You know what I mean? There's a methodology to all of this that to your point, you have to take a step back from and kind of look and observe. You know what I mean? And see what's coming and understand what's here and what opportunities there are. And that's really what I think we have to do. It starts with being honest with ourselves, and it also starts with working together. I since I've been working in the scene, I've seen conflicts, I've seen discouragement, I've seen things like that, and I want to learn from all of this. And I think as an organization, we need to be responsible to learn from all of this and to see how we can put our best foot forward. And in the end, all the efforts we do, it's a small organization, we're all volunteers, and we're just trying to provide the best product for the community that we serve.
And when people work together, I hate using cliches, but no matter where you live, you can see great examples of this one. Where when people start working together, even though they have their own goals, but they're willing to at least compromise and work together, then like with the music, with the arts, I cannot figure out why that the Lehigh Valley is not known overseas for the arts, the music, the local businesses here. When I started covering this area, it's like, I walk and take the bus, which I think that's a huge advantage because you can actually talk to people on the street. That's how you find everything. But I'm more, the longer I'm here, the more I cover the area. It's like, okay, other than like Music Fest, why do we need these big name businesses to come in and give them all kind of tax breaks to get this area known when all the pieces and everything's already here?
I agree. The pieces are here, and I think that as we learn to work together towards that end, I think we'll have more success. I do think we have to work within the environment we have. One of my personal philosophies is always you have to identify your playground, and then you have to make the most of your playground. If you try to fight your environment, you're only going to lead to frustration. If you try to move mountains overnight, it's only going to lead to frustration on your end. You know what I mean? That's why my stance has been, and multiple people will attest to this at this point, is talk to us, come. Send the emails, make the phone calls, stop me in person, talk to me. Let us know your gripes, what you think we're doing well, what you think we can improve on, suggestions you have. It's the only way we're going to make it happen.
Okay, can I don't mean to offend by anything, there are any questions asked, so please. But I actually saw this on Facebook where one person stated, and after talking to a few people, that they actually agree with it. The magazine is neutral. We state the facts. On my personal Facebook page, that's my personal opinion. Everybody has them. But the magazine, I try to remain neutral, which is also why I do video now, to back everything up. Is that the fact of like the music awards, how you have to have like a special pass to take photography, where which I do understand, I have no problem with procedure or anything or policies, but in today's world, it would almost make sense to kind of like try to open that up a little more and like basically have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram flooded with the photos, and this way people around the world could see it for maybe a year or two versus having it more closed off. And it's like, even people in the industry, which I'm not going to mention names, have said that it's too closed off.
I hear that. But
You know, and like I said, I do respect policy. I do respect the policies, and I do understand. But, and I will fully admit, to a point, especially with the photography, to a point for the magazine, I do agree with it. It's almost, it's like, I understand being kind of closed off and you have to have your limitations, but it's the world we live in now. It's kind of like, it almost like, okay, if you open up a little more. I mean, personally, I will say this, and I've said this to other people, 3 to 5 years from now, I would love to see this moved over to the Sands Event Center, have it sold out in 2 months, charging $45 a ticket for it, and every single person walking out of that award show saying, you know what, I can't wait for next year. That is, for the magazine and for myself personally, that is what I would love to see with this award show.
Let's do it. Let's do it. To me, when you say something like that, I say that's a goal. And I can think of 500 steps we need to do to get it there.
Right. It's, of course, long.
Of course.
I mean,
be realistic about where we are today.
Yeah.
Let me address the photography question real quick. This year we introduced a application for photography. So the goal of that was to try to understand who the photographers are that we don't normally work with.
Okay.
To allow for more exposure, things like that. But we had to put a limitation this year specifically because we're going to be broadcasting with service electric. So there's a logistical concern with having too many heads moving across too many of the shots.
Right.
So that's the reason we're doing this. But then the other part to it was that over time this will allow more opportunity for the photographers in the area because we look to rotate these from year to year. We're going to be creating an ambassador position of photography each year where we'll pick one local photographer, and we're still working on how that works. It could be the person who wins Photographer of the Year or something like that, who becomes a representative for their community, and then it's kind of like it's their vision for the photos, and then we work with them. But then what we ask is that they have to pick new people. They can't just go to the same people year after year, though there could be the same names. I mean, again, if people are putting in the effort, then we're going to help provide with the opportunity. We have to acknowledge the talent that we have, but our intent is not in any way to close, and that's why for the event, even though we may limit who can come in with a professional camera, set up a tripod and things like that, we're encouraging everyone. We're going to set up an Instagram. We're going to have our Facebook, Google Places. I mean, we want to have all of. We encourage everyone. I mean, if everyone is sitting in the audience with a camera phone,
right,
just going nuts, then we've done our job.
Okay.
That's how it's done.
Okay.
And I'm with you. And the one thing I will also say about the talent in the Lehigh Valley is that it's a surprising number of talent that actually is very popular in other countries. We have King Magnetic who's playing from the hip hop scene in the Lehigh Valley, and he's pretty big in Europe. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I know some of the local musicians that they get, like Mind Maze, for example.
Yeah, Mind Maze.
They're starting to get sales over in Europe.
Yeah, and Germany. I was actually talking to one of the members yesterday.
Germany, Europe, the individual countries versus the whole European nation, they still get confused on.
Yeah, you're right. I think I might have messed up on that one.
Yeah, it's, but actually I'm going to take a quick